guests who've joined us from overseas, Hong Kong, I know in particular, because our speaker is currently based in Hong Kong. Welcome to our Rotarian Suresh Bhabnani from the UK for joining us so rigorously. My task today is to introduce our young speaker who comes with a real rich amount of experience. Mr. Dino Hira is currently based in Hong Kong and is a qualified mindfulness practitioner, but also a Reiki and energy healer. He's really going to share with us his journey through the heart. And the reason I found this interesting is he's worked in Australia as a minor and shared very openly in 2014 the issues that he's faced as going through some mental health issues, being Mr. Australasia and coming out so openly. So kudos to you for that journey, but how this spiritual experience has changed his mindset and the amount of work that he's done in this area. Our topic for today's meeting is overcoming fear in modern times, activating our Visshudhi Chakra. And mind you, I had to Google what Visshudhi Chakra was, but it's really an interesting topic that I'm looking forward to hearing from him firsthand. Dino and I have known each other for some time, but more recently through the COVID times have been following his meditation every Monday afternoon at the Sindhi temple in Hong Kong. No surprises for that, but really taking us through the Hanuman chants and the guided meditation. And I thought this would really be useful to our club and members. And I'm looking forward to hearing your journey. And I've also pushed him to try and do us a 5-minute meditation in action so that we can all participate and learn firsthand from your experience. So without further ado, I think on this auspicious day of Janmashtami and Krishna being the 8th chakra is what I've just learned. I think it's a timely opportunity to have him talk to us, and we will, in the usual format, allow time for question and answers at the end, and of course, an interaction at the end of the session. So over to you, Dino. Thank you very much for joining us all the way from Hong Kong. And I think, again, just to conclude, that every challenge is an opportunity. Dino perhaps would not have had the opportunity to address us in person if we had face-to-face meetings and our experiential journey with Taj a few minutes ago. So there's some opportunity of having an international speaker, and we're extremely delighted to have you join us today and some of your friends and colleagues from Hong Kong. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vinodji, for that beautiful introduction. Thank you to Mr. Vijay Punjabi, for the president, for inviting me as well to speak on behalf of my journey and how spirituality has completely changed my life to the whole 360. And I hope, my humble request is whatever I speak about, whatever I talk, as Rotarians, we are known for people of action. So whatever I speak, if you can take away anything and implement it into your daily lives in action, that's my biggest aspiration for you today. So thank you so much for having me. Last time I did a talk for Rotary was in South Bank in Melbourne. And over there, I shared also my journey, but I shared a great meditation technique that brought people into the present moment. Firstly, today's talk is about overcoming fear. Let us first define what is fear. We all have so many different types of fears. What are some fears that we have today? Can some people pitch in and just say how you feel about your fears and what are some fears we have? So anyone can jump in and just share.
People have a fear of missing out.
Missing out, yes. Expectations.
FOMO, no?
Being left out. Being left
fear
out
of failure.
Being left out, yes.
To fail.
To fail, yeah, of course.
Mm.
And I'll share one of mine. Mine was actually public speaking to begin with in high school. And I couldn't, when she asked me, would you like to speak to Rotary of Bombay, Midtown Bombay? And I thought, yeah, I want to jump at that opportunity today. But if you asked me in high school, I would be like, you must be nuts. You must be crazy. I'm not going to speak in front of anyone. I was just really shy and just kept to myself, a very introverted person. But today when you discover, unveiling a mask, because sometimes today we can fall into expectations on a deeper level, and sometimes we're wearing these masks, like not the COVID masks, of course, but the masks that we wear in society, where we have some expectations to fulfill. sometimes those are materialistic aspirations, but then we lose our big aspirations of our true self, finding who we actually are, what is our purpose. Yeah, it's a very humble occasion to speak to the oldest Rotary Club in India, in Bombay anyway. In 1968, you were established. I was reading a bit of it, and I was just so flattered that there must be so many people in this group that have loads of experience. And also, do you know what?
Just a minute, Dino. Your voice sometimes starts cracking in between, and other times it's fine. Well rounded.
Okay. Is that better?
Maybe turn the video off.
Vicky, can you please turn everybody's videos off, because it's real. We've got a heavy crowd and it's just terrible, the connectivity.
Manoj, would you like to do that? Want to try that, Manoj?
Most people have videos off. Yeah, you are better. I think the problem is at your end, the net connectivity or something. So maybe you can try to speak slow. I think that'll be fine.
At times it's great. At times it's cracking.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now, right now you're sounding fine. Absolutely, yes.
It's all good now, is it?
Right now, it's much better, yes.
Perfect. Okay, thank you. Thanks for letting me know. So my journey started in Hong Kong. I was born and raised in Hong Kong into a Brahmin family and Sindhi background. And full name is Dinesh Hira. But, Dino Hira, when I went to Australia, I thought it was easier. But then again, when I went to Australia, it was at the age of 16 when I went there for university studies. And I didn't know what to expect. I was just a teenager, just sort of living, in Hong Kong, used to the sort of more pampered lifestyle in Hong Kong, because if you have a roof over your head, food on the table, you have more than enough to survive, and especially in today's times. But in Hong Kong, I was quite pampered in a way that we had a helper, and I was used to that lifestyle. So when I went to Australia, it was like, wow, a whole new beginning, whole new life. I didn't know how to cook. I thought, I should have paid attention to my mom when she was cooking the dal, or when she was telling me, this is how you make food. I should have paid attention to that. It's those sort of things that build your experience. It's those sort of things that build your character. So when I went to Australia, I finished university studies in engineering, worked there as a miner in mining engineering. And I thought, wow, in 2014, had a great house, great car. Materialistically, I was quite capable, financially stable. And I thought, this is beautiful. This is happy. This is meant to actually make me happy and not fearful. But there was something inside that was lacking. There was something of deep, sense of being yourself that was lacking. Then that's coming back to the aspect of wearing the mask. So I want to share a screen before we go ahead with you all. Hopefully, you remember to do this yourselves. But let me show you a screen as well. So if you can see that picture that I'm pointing at there in the second slide. What do you see? You see a woman who, despite having probably just 2 teeth left, her smile speaks volumes. Sometimes when we are in troubled times, like COVID or any other times, we are bound to struggle. And in those times, we have to remember that our smile is the trademark. The smile uplifts the mood. So just take this image as a mirror. And I want all of you to flaunt your smiles. No matter how many teeth you have left, just flaunt your smiles and let us celebrate who we are, celebrate your gifts into this world. So is everyone smiling now, using that as a mirror? Great. So yes. What I want to share now, just want to say that let us first define fear. So some of you mentioned expectations. Some of you mentioned that FOMO, fear of missing out. Everyone wants to be in the thick of the action. But let us take a step back and define what is fear. So theoretically, fear is when we expect something terrible to happen, when we expect something unpleasant to happen. When we are expecting is a key word because expecting is not real. what we have right now, right here, is real. In the present moment, you are tuning in, giving me your awareness, your attention, and that is exactly what mindfulness is. Being in the present moment with not just your mind, but listening with your heart, with your soul, and just your ability to learn more, being open to other people's experiences and listening is a big step in overcoming your fears, whatever it is. So firstly, defining fear, so making sure that you are in the present moment at the moment. You know, I went from a shy kid, and then when I graduated, I thought, yeah, so coming back to that story, that there was something missing. And in 2014, despite being capable of myself independently, not relying on family, worked financially quite capable.
Dino, your voice is cracking again. Are you using earpods or AirPods or something?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
When you come closer to the screen, you become better. So maybe keep the phone closer. to yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, this is much better.
Keep it closer.
Yes.
That's better. Okay, perfect.
Yes, better.
Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so I was coming back to the smile being like the biggest mood lifter. Sometimes when we are facing depression or uncomfortable feelings or fear, we forget that our ability to smile or look at the good side to certain things can change the entire situation. They say your reaction is what matters. Not what happens to you, but your reaction to the situation is what matters. I never knew any of that because in 2014, what happened was a bit of a struggle. We all go through struggles, but how you come back, how you can change your life, that really has a profound effect in your future and your present moment as well. So what happened in 2014 was a depressive period, breakdown in many things, and I thought, wow, how am I going to handle this? Usually I'm quite joyful or positive, but this is a silent killer. This is depression. It's a silent killer. Sometimes people say, oh, he has depression, and they try and avoid you. But the real ones, I feel the spirit of Rotary is that you have a very supportive group. And it's this forum where people come together and discuss ideas, discuss exchanges that help each other in their journey. So in 2014, I didn't know anything about spirituality, mindfulness. My mom, dad, they're very religious. We're Hindus, proud to be Hindus. And I thought I didn't know anything about it. So there was one night that was completely changed my entire life. When I slept that night, I thought, I had these thoughts of depressive things, quite deep. And in that night, I had a dream that completely just changed everything for me. I woke up in tears, and I thought, wow, what was that? What just happened? Then a week later, I met this man in a park very randomly, but I think everything is for a purpose. Sometimes we think, oh, that's such a coincidence. But there's no such thing as coincidence. Now I believe that there is this thing called awareness to read signs, awareness to go deep within your soul. So from then on, I met my Reiki master, and he taught me Reiki for free, and he didn't expect a thing in return. All he said was just pass this on to other people in your knowledge and your speech. And don't be fearful. So those words really stuck to me. Don't be fearful. Now I was wondering, how can I not be fearful? I've always grown up, thinking expectations are the way to be. FOMO, I didn't want to miss out on anything. And also, I have to live up to an image. What image are we living up to in the end? Are you living to an image to look good at work? Or do you live an image to feel good? So feeling good, I feel, comes from being mindful, meditation, sadhana, kriya, however you want to call it. But the ultimate feeling of happiness comes from within, comes from a divine source, however you define divinity. I'll give you an example of a meditation class I went to, and I said, okay, I was guiding the meditation. And this was actually about overcoming trauma or fears as well. Okay, so we went around the room, everyone shared what their fears were. And I said, okay, close your eyes. We're going to practice some pranayama. And as soon as we were practicing, 2 minutes later, I hear, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I thought, wow, why is this lady shouting? Like, she must have reached enlightenment already. She must have reached samadhi. What's going on? How is she shouting like that already? Oh my God. Like, yeah. And then I realized it was actually a cockroach in the room that made her really freak out. And that was one of her fears, not knowing, yeah, that was one of her fears, which was cockroaches, spiders, insects, whatever it was. And I thought, that's a time when we remember the divine source. Whoever God is to you, we remember God when we are in trouble or when we are celebrating, right? Those two times. But we have to find the middle way. Middle way is even in your daily life. If bad things happen to you, like I said, it's your reaction that determines how the whole situation plays out. So being the middle way is always having that sense of detachment as well. So how do we say detachment? Because attachment is actually the source of our fears. Attachment is when we feel that, I want things to work out this way. I want things to work out that way. But nothing ever happens. So that's going to cause a fear in my mind. That's going to cause fear in my speech. But we have to remember that if you leave your fears, your troubles to the hands of the divine, to God, to the universe, but also have the willpower to believe that things will work out as they are, accepting things as they are, but then making sure that you know that through your inner self, you find divinity in many ways. And that's one way, because meditation is not just an experience, it's actually a lifestyle. So if you think meditation is only just an experience for a certain time, then you may be dissatisfied, because I feel when people come into my meditation class, just give me a second, guys. I'm gonna try and just try and get rid of the earphones.
If you could go closer to the mic, Dino, it's still not very
maybe remove the earpods.
Okay.
Probably the mic of the phone will
yeah.
work.
I guess working internationally, you got different frequencies.
Oh, right. All good. Yeah, how's that now?
Much better. Yeah, I think just without the earpod. Yeah, you'll be much better now. Much better.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna just get rid of Samsung altogether, but all good. So as I was explaining before, that sense of divinity comes in many ways. So that dream I had completely changed my life. It was like an awakening that I am very proud of, and it was a symbol of Shiv Shakti together. And I didn't know what it meant. I thought, why is this dream coming to me? And today it makes sense, because that dream was all about uncovering who you are, uncovering the energy of Shiv Shakti within, which is inside all of us. So all of us have a sense of masculine and feminine, but also a sense of who you really are. So my point is that in my meditation, I help people realize who they are, what gifts they bring, because even say Geeta ji in our group, I noticed her painting is an absolute gift. What a brilliant talent. If you look at that painting, it's so captivating. The colors, even wearing the mask, you just want to look at that all day. So Geeta ji, really, really proud of you for that painting. Even though you didn't get the first prize, you got prizes in my mind anyway, and in my heart. So proud of you. Keep painting. And that's the thing about bringing your creative side to overcome your fears. So sometimes having fun with your fears is one way to overcome them. Another example I had was I had a fear of heights as well. Quite ironic growing up in Hong Kong, because everything is high-rise here. But growing up in Hong Kong, I had a fear of heights as well. And one time we were in Macau, this place really close to Hong Kong, and it had there's a big sign saying bungee jumping, highest commercial tower in the world, 2,400. And I thought, wow, that's amazing. I'm going to do that right now. So it was a moment of decision where I didn't think, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, something wrong is going to happen. I just went with the fun and went in the moment. So that's called living in mindful present moment. I did the bungee jump successfully, and I thought, wow, this is brilliant. I wanted to do it again and again. And that's the way you can have fun with your fears as well. So it doesn't have to be that everything is worrying or anything like that. But yeah, I want to sort of share a meditation practice, so even a pranayama that I actually learned 112 different meditation techniques in Rishikesh. But last year I was actually there in Mumbai as well. So next time I'm around, definitely want to come to one of your meetings at the Taj. On the Wednesdays. I feel it's such a great support group, and that's another way you can overcome your fears as well. It's just unveiling this mask that we are presenting in society and being yourselves. Because if you are yourselves, you don't have to live up to anyone's image. You just be yourself and you go with the flow, but also learning that detachment as well can be beneficial in overcoming your fears in many ways. So now I want to just practice pranayama technique with all of you. So even breathing mindfully can take your distractions away from what's going to happen tomorrow, what happened yesterday. It's actually going to be, you're going to be able to feel yourself in this present moment, in this room, and in wherever you are, in your houses, and in yourself as well. Because within us, we all have that inner sense of a temple. We all have an inner sense of belonging. We all have an inner sense of being ourselves. So I want to welcome you to join me in this one. So this one, maybe if you've heard it before, but it's very effective for the throat chakra. So the Visshudhi chakra is where we communicate. And sometimes when we are not able to say anything, we get this feeling inside here, and then it affects us in our stomach. When we are fearful, overthinking about, oh, what is this person going to think of me if I say this? What's he going to think of me if I say this as well? Oh no, I can't say it. And when you can't say it, that's where fear develops here. And then you'll find that if you can't say it, it's going to affect you in terms of health, in terms of your emotions, and then bringing out your other health issues like digestion going down. So I want to share with you how there's a technique that I used as well when I was giving speeches or meditation as well, to let people realize that the breath is very powerful. When you are breathing effectively and correctly, you can conquer anything in this world, whether it's your fears or whether your ability to stay calm as well. So let us begin. So just sit comfortably with your back straight, however you are. Just put your hands on your knees. And I want you to inhale really deeply. Just take a few deep inhales through the nose. So breathe in for me. Hold. And out. Keeping your eyes open for this one. I'll share the technique with you first. So breathe in, hold, and out. And when you inhale, feel your stomach. So put your right hand on your stomach. When you inhale, the stomach should expand. Okay, and then you hold. And when you exhale, the stomach contracts. So let us inhale. Hold and exhale.
Hello.
And inhale, hold and exhale. Okay, so keeping that practice, now just to put your hand on your knees, facing down, and breathing in, take a full deep breath in here. Then you want to shift your head down and keep your shoulders up, holding your breath here, holding your breath, then bringing it up and exhaling. So holding your breath the entire way, okay? You can do this seated anywhere you are. And this is actually a technique that opens up your Visshudhi chakra, and it also has a great effect in your speech and your ability to stay calm even in intense situations. So let us practice again. So breathing in, keeping your head to your throat, keeping your shoulders raised. And as long as you can hold it, and then relaxing. Inhale again. And exhale as you come back up, okay? So we're gonna practice just a mini meditation, then we'll open up to questions as well with all of you. So inhale again. Now I want you to just close your eyes, closing your eyes, and bring your attention, your awareness in the present moment. Get in tune with your senses. So what is the sense? Can you hear? What can you hear at this moment? Take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale. Another deep breath in and exhale. And as you're breathing in and out, I want you now to take your mind, take your memory to the last wedding you went to. Last wedding occasion you went to. Whose wedding was it? As you're taking deep conscious breaths, I want you to feel the emotions at this wedding. Weddings are celebrations. Weddings are for well wishes to the new groom and bride. How were you dressed? How was your body language? Taking your mind to that wedding. Taking a deep conscious breath in and out. Just like you were imagining being at the wedding, I want you now to also imagine a lotus flower that has not blossomed yet. This lotus flower is pink. Taking a deep conscious breath in and exhale. And how do you feel when you see a flower, a lotus flower? How do you feel? Does it give you sense of aroma? Does it give you sense of joy when you give someone flowers or when you get flowers in return? How is that feeling? Now I want you to imagine with your mind the lotus flower seated right in your throat, right at the Adam's apple or in the neck, in the throat area. And you're just visioning this lotus blooming like a flower. The lotus expands, it opens. And taking a deep conscious breath in and exhale. The lotus blooming signifies freedom, signifies birth, signifies the divine in your words, in your speech, to overcome any fear. and smiling just like that old lady at the beginning. Plant a smile on your face. And when you're ready, you may open your eyes. Hope that felt good for all of you. I just want to say that the meditation takes you to a place, takes you to your inner self on a more deeper level. And if you do it daily in your daily Kriya sadhana, you'll find aspects of your life changing as well, because you are using the mind to be your servant. Usually when we are depressed, feel that we are in fear, the mind becomes the master for some reason. But the mind is actually a servant when we have control over it. And meditation is one way to have influence and be mindful with the way you are thinking, but giving power to your heart, giving power to your emotions, your feelings, but mainly the heart is the master. That's where we follow the heart, that has a lot of answers, has a lot of clarity. But the main challenge, or the main ability to influence the mind, have control over it, make it the servant, will lead you in many different ways to abundance and overcoming fears anyway. So now, thank you for all of you to pay attention, I guess. So give me your awareness. Awareness, sometimes distractions can be very common nowadays. People get phone messages and stuff. Even me, sometimes I go, oh. But then I realized that, why am I so inclusive on the phone, like notifications and all that? Sometimes it's good to take time out for yourself, to know yourselves better. But now, all of you, thank you, all the Rotarians, for letting me speak. And sorry about the headphones before, but hopefully now it's much clearer. And yeah, I'm opening up now to any questions or anyone may have that I can answer.